Country, and welcome to Saranac Lake Central School in Saranac Lake, New York, the Village of Ice, for Champlain Valley Athletic Conference Varsity Boys Basketball. Tonight, the Saranac Lake Red Storm take on the Plattsburgh High School Hornets. I'm Foxy Gagnon along with Goose Gagnon, and Josh Keeble is on camera. Saranac Lake comes into this game with 8 wins and 6 losses. They won their first 3 on the season and their first 4 out of 5. They lost to the Hornets as the Hornets hit 8 3-pointers in the game to defeat Saranac Lake 52-41 in the Hornets' nest. Then the Red Storm won 2 and then hit the skids. Lost to Ticonderoga, Peru, Seton, and Northeastern Clinton. They have won their last 2 games over Mariah and Saranac. Saranac Lake in Division 2 is 8-6. And we'll correct that. Division 1. For Plattsburgh High School, the Hornets, with a record of 11 wins and 3 losses, they won their first 8, and then they were upset by the Northern Adirondack Central School Bobcats. The Bobcats won that one 54-51. Then the Hornets beat Beekmantown, but lost to Ticonderoga and Saranac. They had 3 losses by a total of 10 points. They have rebounded to defeat Seton Catholic and Peru Central, both of those 11-point margin victories. Taking a look at the key players for Saranac Lake, number 13, senior Reese Lipicher, averages 14 points a game. You'll find a pretty balanced attack from Saranac Lake. No big high scorer. Lipicher has hit for 22. He did that against Saranac. He's been consistently in double figures for the Red Storm. Number 25, Luke O'Neill, 6'3". Watch his work close to the boards. He has hit 22 and 21 twice. He averages 13.5 a game. Number 31, Tim Dunleavy, averages 9 points. Pat Edenfield, number 5, will handle the ball for the Red Storm, and he averages 6 points a game. However, he had 18 against Peru. Also, key players, Mike Webb, number 4, averages 7.5 points a game. He's hit double figures 3 times. And leading the team in 3-pointers is Steve Johnson. Johnson averages just 4.5 points a game. However, he has 15 3-pointers. He hit for 3 threes against Peru. Saranac Lake at 8-6. Now for Plattsburgh High School, Joel Butchino leads the team in scoring, among the leaders in the CVAC, averaging 20 points a game. He looks to cross with 16 tonight. He would hit the 300-point mark for CVAC games. He has a season high of 27. That was in his last game over the Peru Central Indians. He also has a couple of 26s and a 25 and a 23 in his back pocket. Averaging 20, senior Joel Butchino. Adam Favreau, the junior, missed a couple of games along the way with an ankle injury. He's rebounded nicely. He averages 13 points a game. He has a season high of 34 against Mariah. Ryan Sapel runs the offense. The senior leader is averaging 12 points a game, and he hit for a season high 19, all in the second half. When he gets hot, he turns into Super Sapel, and he can hit the 3-pointers. He's hit 22 3-pointers through the CVAC, including 5 against this Saranac Lake team in the Hornets' nest. Tim DeLeese averages 6 points a game. He's been a steady player all year, and he hit for a career high 20, yes, 20 against Seton Catholic. Goose, we came here last year, talked to us about that, and I'm glad you're back. Welcome back, Goose.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad to be back, and I'm anxious to see live action, although I've seen a lot of the Hornets games on TV. Thanks to you.
Thank you, Goose.
Thanks to you. I've been watching them and keeping tabs on the Plattsburgh High School Hornets. Now, last year, what I remember about it, it's a close game, Foxy. And these two teams were fighting it out. As a matter of fact, they met, I believe, in the finals, in the sectionals, which Plattsburgh came on top. But I remember the game being close last year, and there was a lot of clock problems, Foxy. If you remember correctly, there was a lot of problems with the clock. Not saying that made a difference. It's hard to come in here and win, you know, and you wonder how the Hornets are going to react. They've already clinched their division, Foxy. How are they going to relax? Are they going to sit back and say, well, we don't really need this game? Or Coach Doherty's going to have them up for this game, because when you go into the sectionals, Foxy, you want to be playing your best basketball.
Good point. So that's why we made the journey up Route 3, through Redford, through Bloomingdale, through Vermontville. We hit them all, Goose, and we pulled into Saranac Lake. The Red Storm is ready. Watch for an aggressive, hard-played game by the Red Storm. As you know, when you knock off the Hornets, that's a big feather in your Red Storm cap.
That's right, Foxy.
Pete Russum and Al Rose are the officials for this one, and our thanks to Gary Favreau, attorney at law, for his support of Hornet basketball. Once again, I'm Foxy Gagnon with Goose Gagnon, North Country Cable Network, bringing you CVAC boys basketball, and Josh Keeble made the trip. He is on camera. Kevin Doherty coaches Plattsburgh High School. He's in his 14th year, and Mike Recor is his assistant. Don Carlisto in his 4th year, I believe, at Saranac Lake Central. And he is the son of George Carlisto, who formerly worked over at Monty Street School. And a great guy. Everyone in Plattsburgh remembers George Carlisto. Don is his son, a great coach at Saranac Lake. Adam Favreau, jump center with Dunleavy, and Plattsburgh controls the opening tip-off. The Hornets start Armstrong, Butchino, Sapel, Favreau, and DeLeese. Hornets are the men in black for this one in Red Storm country. For Saranac Lake, number 31 is Dunleavy. Number 25, Luke O'Neill, a man to watch on the inside. He guards DeLeese. Number 13, Reese Libicher. Turnover here by Plattsburgh. Number 4, Mike Webb. And the 5th starter, number 24, Steve Johnson.
Good defense for the Red Storm to start off the game, man-to-man, Foxy.
Armstrong for Plattsburgh. Inside to Favreau. He dishes right out to Butchino, Sapel, and Armstrong. Favreau inside to DeLeese. Finds the opening. Slipped a little bit. Lost his footing. And it's Dunleavy on the boards. Webb guarded by Sapel. Looks like the floor is a little slippery. They go to O'Neill on the inside. He gets the first 2 points of the game. Watch for Luke O'Neill on the inside.
Made a big, nice power move there, Foxy, to the basket.
We played a minute 15, and it's Red Storm 2. Hornets are looking for a score. Armstrong, three-pointer. DeLeese on the boards. That little baseline jumper drops in. DeLeese close to the basket, extremely accurate. Favreau tipped it, but O'Neill came up with it and then dropped it off his foot. Hornets basketball right in front of the Hornets bench. Tied at 2. Joel Butchino inside to Favreau. The double team on him. They leave Butchino a moment alone. Favreau missed the close shot. Webb on the boards. Oh, the double dribble. I thought he got the hand up as a double dribble. Guess not, Goose. We played 2 minutes. Tied at 2. O'Neill, three-point range. Now he brings it in. And Webb from 3. That was offline. And Butchino there on the weak side. Up the floor to DeLeese, inside to Butchino, 2.
Nice ball movement there, Foxy. Easy layup for Butchino.
You like that? Give and go. Probably the first play ever in basketball, the give and go, 4-2. Knocked away by Butchino, and a foul called. That one on Johnson. We drove through a kind of a storm to get here, kind of windy. There were some spots where you had to slow right down to about 35, but we made it.
Well, Foxy, that's nice weather up here in Saranac Lake.
Butchino takes it through traffic and was fouled. Joel Butchino will go to the line for 2. That foul on Webb, his first. Butchino, an excellent foul shooter, of course. Six to 2 Plattsburgh, and they apply the full court pressure. Up the floor to Dunleavy. Now O'Neill. Saranac Lake calls the UCLA play. Webb baseline. Dunleavy hits it.
Good ball movement by the Red Storm there to find the open shot, Bob.
Very patient is right. 6 to 4 with 4:45 to play in the first quarter. Our thanks to Gary Favreau, attorney at law, for his support of Hornets basketball. Three-pointer from Sapel, base of the rim. O'Neill the only one there for the rebound. 6-4 Plattsburgh. Red Storm possession, formerly called the Redskins. But all around the school, it's very clear you're in Red Storm country. O'Neill, Webb. Webb takes it in. Who does he toss to? Dunleavy, and Dunleavy should have taken the shot.
Yeah, yes, he had the shot. Should have taken it. You get that close to the basket, you go up with it.
Sometimes you can be too unselfish. Armstrong guarded by Webb. And DeLeese close to the basket. That one rolled the rim. Favreau on one tip, now 2. Butchino!
Butchino came out of nowhere, Foxy.
That's why we call him Butter Butchino. So smooth, let me tell you. Smooth to the hoop and great body control. On the other end, Favreau will pick up a foul, and he's limping on that ankle. Uh-oh. Bad news in the Hornets' nest. Favreau limping. You see the right ankle taped, and that is the one he injured. Let's see how many games back. He's played 4 since coming back from the injury.
Boy, and you don't want him injured going into the sectional, Foxy. I'd be very careful if he'd play the rest of the night, to tell you the truth.
I'd sit him tonight and the rest of the week. At the line, meanwhile, 2 foul shots by Steve Johnson. Chris Fout in, and quickly Fout scores 2 points.
Good dish by Sapel there, Fout.
3.5 to play. It's 10-6 Plattsburgh. Dunleavy. Now O'Neill guarded by Fout now. Oh, Armstrong almost had a swipe. Butchino high on the boards. The men in black up the floor to DeLeese. Guarded by Johnson. Inside to Butchino. Finds Fout. Again, unselfish play. If you're that close, take the step yourself and put in a layup. 10-6 is the score. First quarter, 3:05 to play. In Saranac Lake, New York, the city of ice. Small crowd. I think everybody in town's working on the ice sculptures.
You might be right.
Dunleavy on the boards. Lippicher. This is about the first time Lippicher touched the ball. Foul on the boards. You want Lippicher part of your offense. He's an explosive scorer. Oh, what a dish.
I'll tell you what, Butchino is very unselfish. He could have taken the shot there, but as soon as the man came out on him, he dished it off for an easy basket.
Goose, you are back. I'm telling you, I am so happy.
And it's been like that all year, Foxy. He's been like that all year. You know, he'll make his shots, but if there's an open man, he'll dish it off.
12-6, Hornets doubling up the Red Storm. Chris Falco, oh, what a pass, DeLeese to Armstrong. Hornets building up an 8-point lead now in the first quarter. Number 5 is Edfield. Bucciano with the steal.
I thought he was going to go up for the jam.
The JV boys in front of us thought there might be a jam. They were getting on their feet. 16-6, big first quarter for Plattsburgh High School. If there's been a flaw to the Hornets season, they have often started very slow. Come out of the locker room for the game and cold shooting or just not moving the offense.
Well, they've come out of the gate real fast tonight.
Real fast. 16-6 with 1:43 to play in quarter one. The men in black on the attack against the Red Storm. Armstrong to DeLeese. We're wondering about Adam Favreau. He went to the locker room with assistant coach Mike Recor. Foul looks, finds Bucciano. A minute 20, shot clock down to 12. Hornets patient, three-pointer Bucciano, no. O'Neal high on the boards. Runs it down the floor to Webb. This is Edenfield. Now Johnson. Dunleavy inside to O'Neal. And I think Sapel got the block on that.
I think you're right, Foxy.
45 seconds in the first quarter. Foul dishes to DeLeese, and O'Neal called for a foul.
25-2-5 here.
Well, despite the storm, a lot of Hornet parents made it to the game tonight. Tim DeLeese, 2 points in the game. Makes it 3. Hornets are 3 for 3 from the charity stripe.
I like that, Foxy.
Oh, yes. Lee Donis comes in, number 33 for the Red Storm. DeLeese goes 2 for 2. 40 seconds and an 18-6 Hornets lead, up by a dozen in the first quarter, but they have to maintain that pace. Don't take anything for granted, Goose. Edenfield. Bucciano, how high was he? He vaulted 11 feet on that last one. O'Neal on the boards over Bucciano and Fout. O'Neal all the way. Oh, the ref missed that one. The floor, I still say it again, the floor's a little slippery. Sapel to the Hornets when they run. Oh my goodness. I don't know if Josh Keeble on camera can keep up with that action. I'll have to check with him. He's up in our big booth up above us with 1 quarter in the wraps. The score on the Gary Favreau Attorney at Law scoreboard: Hornets 20, Red Storm 6. Coach Carlisto with a pep talk, I guess you could call it, in the huddle after that quarter. And 8 points in the first quarter for Bucciano, 4 by DeLeese, 4 by Fout to pace Plattsburgh.
Well, the Hornets answered my question, would they come out flat because they clinched their division? Well, no, they did.
Austin City limits Bushy in for Plattsburgh High School, giving Bucciano a breather. And Favreau is back on the floor, giving Fout the breather. Goose, Favreau's right back out there.
Yeah, it looks like they got some kind of brace on there or something, Foxy.
Yep. We'll get a look at it. Can you get a shot of Favreau's right ankle, Josh? Yeah, there's a black, kind of like a brace or something, but maybe Coach Doherty just wants to test the ankle, give Favreau a couple minutes and see how it feels. But boy, you don't want to aggravate it. You want him for sectionals. Favreau knocks it away. Favreau, he'll take it all the way. Uses the body. He was thrown, and he goes into the wall. Goose.
Oh, boy, I'm holding my breath.
Oh, my
I don't
goodness.
want to see him injured.
Jeez, I'm looking down at his mom and dad there, Lori and Dave Favreau. They were part of our press crew tonight, I guess you could say. Adam Favreau at the line. Dunleavy and Lipicher back in, and Johnson out for Saranac Lake. And Butchino goes to the officials' table. Mark Searle scoring tonight for Plattsburgh High School. He was the modified A coach, and he is one hard-working coach.
Yeah, they were supposed to buzz Butchino.
Yeah, they didn't get Butchino in after the made foul shot. That's a mix-up at the scorer's table. But we had that last year. Very similar problems. Donis got the ball back for the Red Storm, and Lipicher thought about it. Inside to Donis, Favreau there. Donis puts it in. 21-8, Plattsburgh. Saranac Lake applies the pressure, and Butchino still waits at the table to get in. Foul called. Let's see if they'll let Butchino in. They do, but now he has to be beckoned by the official. You know, and Joel was right. He waited. He heard the buzzer, but he waited at the table.
He didn't go out till he was called him.
Right. A lot of people assume you hear the buzzer, you can go in. No, you have to be beckoned by the official. Six and a half to play in the second quarter. Butchino from distance. Donis for Saranac Lake. Webb for Saranac Lake. Guarded by Armstrong. Lipicher, but DeLeese got his body in the way. Oops, stolen back by Lipicher, and DeLeese got it back. Hot potato for a moment. Sapel takes it. Too many passes.
Too many passes there, Foxy. Butchino had the shot, take it.
Well, they're certainly, they play as a team. It's ingrained in them to play as a team. But I just like to see, if you got the open shot, when you get the ball, I was taught, when you get the ball, the first thing you think about is, do I have a good shot? If you've got a good look, you can pop it.
And not close to the basket.
Yeah.
You can't get much closer unless you're in the paint.
Dunleavy takes it in, charges into Armstrong, and Al Rose with the call.
Oh, wow.
Jamie Armstrong held his ground. .5:40 to play in the second quarter. I'm Foxy Gagnon along with Goose Gagnon in his return to North Country Cable, recuperating from a knee replacement, actually, Goose. And how are you feeling overall?
Feeling good, but my football days are over. I can't have any contact.
When was your operation, Goose?
November 28th, and just starting to feel mine now, Foxy. Pretty long process, you know, big operation, a little more than what I thought it would be.
Dunleavy puts it in. 4 points in the quarter for Saranac Lake. The Hornets not with a field goal yet, and we played 3 minutes. Hornets looking for their first second quarter field goal. Too hard off the glasses. Favreau, Donis clears. The Hornets offense has disappeared momentarily. Keeping it alive on the inside, Dunleavy.
The Red Storms worked hard on the offensive boards there, Foxy.
Tim Dunleavy's big game, 17 against Northeastern Clinton Central. He averages 9. He had 14 in the win over Saranac. And he nets that one. Foul in and Delise out for Plattsburgh. So the pep talk in the huddle between quarters by Coach Carlisto seems to have been some kind of medicine. The defense has stepped it up because the Hornets don't have a field goal yet. Knocked away of Butchino, and O'Neal gets it. 5-1 in the second quarter. Saranac Lake with the points. Overall, 21-11.
Steal by Butchino.
And Coach Doherty says,
timeout.
"Yep, let's talk it over." So while we look at the Hornet huddle, Goose, tell me a little bit more about this surgery, and you go for therapy in your recovery?
2 times a week for therapy, exercises every day. It's not a plastic knee, it's a ceramic knee. It's supposed to be able to give you 10 more years, at least the lifetime of the knee. So
10 more?
So this knee should last around 30 years.
Oh, okay, because the former ones, they were good for 20 is what the word was.
Maximum.
20 max. Okay. And who was the doctor?
Dr. Pam Reinhardt.
All right, you put your knee right in her hands, and she took good care of it.
Oh, she took very good care of it.
No football, but how about horseshoes for you?
I probably could play a little bit of horseshoes and badminton.
The Hornets with 20 points in the first quarter and just 1 midway through the second quarter. Held ball called. Coach Carlisto wanted a foul. Coach Carlisto, very demonstrative in this game.
Yeah, and he's pretty calm.
Yes. And the Red Storm, did they throw it away? Oh, they knocked it away. Possession arrow was to Plattsburgh. Coach Carlisto still asking Al Rose some questions, but Al's hearing isn't good tonight. You can't hear him. Armstrong to Butchino. Armstrong had a 3 attempt. They worked the ball and knocked away. Armstrong would have been better to take the 3. Lippicher at the other end, too hard off the glass. And Reese Lippicher's an excellent player. Favreau's jumper in.
First quarter, the Hornets had a real good flow to their offense, Foxy. This second quarter, they don't have that nice even flow.
23-11. 3 minutes to play in the second quarter. Johnson from the outside, no. Boy, their 3-point attempts for Saranac Lake have been well off. Sapel, baseline is fouled. Fout, a senior, missed the first 6 Hornet games in the CVAC with a back injury. Sapel doesn't get the bounce.
Who's going to get credit?
Who do you credit that to? Who do you give that to? Butchino? Butchino was on the inside. Lippicher the other way got it.
I couldn't tell from here.
We'll check at the scorer's table at halftime, but we'll put it in Butchino's. Butchino was on the inside. 25-13, 2:15 to play. Armstrong, Favreau! Favreau in the right place. Saranac Lake comes right back. Favreau on the boards, end-to-end action. Bounce pass to Armstrong. Look at the ball movement. Quick ball movement from Plattsburgh tonight.
There's the shot.
Whee!
Good movement. Got the shot. He took it.
The Army man, Jamie Armstrong, 30-13. Across the floor now in is LaBombard, 23 LaBombard. O'Neal tosses a 3. 3 for Luke O'Neal. For Armstrong, it was his 4th CVAC 3-pointer. And for O'Neal, that was his 6th. 1:15 to play in the first half. Lippicher guarded by Favreau. 3! Now the Red Storm are heating up. Solid second quarter for Saranac Lake, but they scored only 6 in the first quarter. 30-19. You got to stop the Hornets to get back in this game. Make some turnovers and give the Hornets just one shot. Bang the boards. Hornets get no shot this time. And I thought Fowl had a baseline jumper.
I agree.
Johnson to O'Neal. 30 seconds to play in the first half. Lipicher. O'Neal. Johnson. Shot clock is off. Red Storm can take the last shot if they so desire. O'Neal. 3! Luke O'Neal with 8, and the lead is cut to 8.
Those 3-pointers can get you back in the game.
At the buzzer. Almost. The Red Storm with a strong finish. 3 3-pointers in the second quarter. 16 points to outscore Plattsburgh 16-10 in the second quarter. At halftime, the score on the Gary Favreau Attorney at Law scoreboard, it's Plattsburgh High School 30 and Saranac Lake Central 22. Scoring in the first half for Plattsburgh High School: 2 for Sapel, 4 for DeLeese, 4 for Fout, 5 for Favreau, 5 for Armstrong, and 10 for Butchino, 8 of those in the first quarter. The tip-in did officially go to Butchino as called by Plattsburgh scorekeeper Mark Searles. For Saranac Lake, 2 for Johnson, 2 for Donis, 5 for Dunleavy and Lipicher, and 8 for Luke O'Neal. A quick Hornet foul will send Mike Webb to the line. Sapel's, well, says it was on number 20, Sapel, huh? Is that what you said? It was on Sapel? Yeah. That's his second. Mike Webb at the line. A 20-6 Plattsburgh first quarter. A 16-10 Saranac Lake second quarter. Let's see what the third quarter brings. This game far from over.
That's right, Fox. It's just a 7-point lead by the Hornets, so it's anybody's game.
And now the lead is at a 6-pack. I believe the biggest lead was a dozen.
Here we go, Matt. Now hold the ball.
Favreau to Sapel to Armstrong, around the horn to Butchino. Inside to Favreau. Everybody gets a touch except DeLeese. 3! Joel Butchino opens the scoring for the Hornets in the second half. 33-24. Butchino's 26th three-pointer in the CVAC season. Some teams in the CVAC don't have 26 on their team, and Butchino with 26 three-pointers. Plattsburgh ball up by 9. I'm Foxy Gagnon along with Goose Gagnon and Josh Keeble on camera. Quick ball movement from Saranac Lake down the floor. Lipicher gets a second chance, back out to Dunleavy.
Saranac Lake's been tough on the boards where they're getting a second and a third shot, Foxy.
Dunleavy and O'Neal, real good job on the inside. And Lipicher. Webb picked up by Favreau. Dunleavy, and a piece of it by Butchino, but there's O'Neal on the inside. Luke O'Neal with 10 points.
Steal by the Red Storm.
33-26, big opportunity for the Red Storm. We're at Saranac Lake Central School in the Village of Ice. Lipicher moves, nice dish to Dunleavy, and they miss the shot. Like to have that one back as the men in black head up the floor. Butchino offline, and Lipicher on the boards. Good leapers. Webb guarded by Sapel. Plattsburgh by 7. In and out on the Lipicher shot. Favreau knocked away by Lipicher. Webb to Lipicher. And Lipicher in. Quickness by Saranac Lake. Outscoring Plattsburgh 6-3 in the third quarter. And they've cut the lead to 5. Saranac Lake outscoring Plattsburgh 22-13 since the first quarter. Sapel, no, the tip. Knocked around, and Johnson there, a 2-on-1.
Plattsburgh's getting one shot, and that is it, Foxy. They got to hit the boards. They got to get some rebounds.
Saranac Lake comes storming back. You made that last shot, Goose. Did you get it? Police close to the basket, no. Saranac Lake ball, and they're only down by 3.
I think the last 3 times Plattsburgh has one shot, and that's it.
The Hornets came out buzzing from the locker room and scored 20 points. Since then, different story. Webb baseline. Good ball movement from the Red Storm, and they get the shot. Butchino for Plattsburgh. Midway through the third quarter, 33-30. Plattsburgh's 12-point lead melted down to just 3 points. Police, little off-balance shot, and Favreau on the inside lost the handle.
Plattsburgh needs a timeout. Coach Dougherty got to tell them, hey, you guys, you got to hit the board. We're only getting one shot.
With 3:42 to play in the third quarter, the score on the Gary Favreau Attorney at Law scoreboard is Plattsburgh High School 33, Saranac Lake Central 30. And the Hornet cheerleaders made the trip as well. What a job they do. And coached by Karen Brown, and I believe assisted by Natalie Belton. And Al Rose says he wants a 45-second horn and one at 60, even if the teams are already out on the floor, because those are the rules, and I agree 100%. Second year in a row, difficulties at the timers table in Saranac Lake. The Red Storm down by just 3. They've made a nice comeback with plenty of basketball to play. The long one from Lipicher, almost a tie. O'Neal gets the bounce. Al Rose and Pete Russum, the officials. Johnson, Dunleavy, inside O'Neal, foul. Excellent patience. Saranac Lake like a different team since the end of the first quarter.
And Foxy, they missed the shot, but they got the rebound. Regardless if it bounced way back out to them, they're getting second and third shots, where Plattsburgh's not getting that second shot.
O'Neal, first trip to the foul line, and he just glanced the rim there. Well, he can smile about it. That's the right attitude. No use getting all tensed up, stressed out. Some guys that I've seen play would miss one like that. They take off their shoe and throw it. You can't do that.
Were you a good foul shooter, Fox?
I was an average foul shooter, not a good one. I was average, 75% maybe. Armstrong left alone, glances the rim, and one shot Plattsburgh. Goose your eyeball in that situation. Hornets not any rebounding in the third quarter.
None at all.
33-31, Lipicher to O'Neal. They can't stop O'Neal on the inside.
There you go.
Lipicher, second chance for Saranac Lake, and Dunleavy takes it in, but the shot doesn't fall.
No, they're getting the second and third chances, and with Plattsburgh, if they don't make that shot, they're not getting a rebound, and it goes back into the Red Storm's hands. And boy, this is a tight game here, Fox.
9-3 advantage in the third quarter for Saranac Lake, and they had a 6-point advantage in the second quarter. 33-32.
Well, somebody for the Hornets has to step up and do something, Foxy, to get the momentum back on their team, because they don't have no momentum at all. They're playing very flat.
Well, let's see. Maldonado off the bench for Plattsburgh High School. No, maybe not. He's sent back. Foul is there. Sapel doesn't hit the three. Tipped by Favreau, no. Butchino, no. Tipped around. Hornets got a couple tips. Saranac Lake ball.
Phelps into the game, Favreau out. I think this is a good move with Phelps. It's a little more height there. He's got those long arms, a good rebounder.
Saranac Lake with a chance to take the lead, and I said the biggest lead was 12. Well, at the end of the first quarter it was 14, so biggest lead from my vantage point, a 14-point Hornet lead, and it is whittled down to 1. As you say, Goose, somebody has to step it up. Maybe it'll be Butchino, a senior. Maybe it'll be Sapel, a senior. A steal here. Plattsburgh didn't take care of the basketball. Lippicher, long distance, a long three. And rebounded. Oh, Dunleavy was out of bounds. High on the boards, but he was out of bounds. John Gorgas in along with Pat Edenfield for Saranac Lake as some of the starters catch a breather with 1:26 to play in the third. Butchino attacks the basket, the short jumper doesn't fall. The Hornets ice cold. We're in the village of ice, and the Hornets since the first quarter have been ice cold.
They've only scored 12 points, Foxy, since the first quarter.
Absolutely right. And an important shot by Lee Donis. Donis gives Saranac Lake the lead. The Hornets' 14-point lead is gone. What you know the foul?
That was a foul there, Foxy.
I think Fout thinks so because he doesn't say too much on the floor. He went over, I think it was to Ryan Sapel and said, I got fouled.
Oh, he sure did.
48 seconds to play in the third quarter. Maldonado in, missed the close shot. Fout on the boards. He got it.
That's the first offensive rebound in the third quarter, Foxy.
Plattsburgh back up by just 1. The Saranac Lake lead lasted only seconds, but this game far from over. Webb near the basket, nobody there for a rebound, with the big boys resting on the bench. Coach Carlisto's big squad basically on the bench. O'Neill and Lippicher.
It's getting rough down there, Foxy.
19 seconds to play in the third. Our thanks to Gary Favreau, attorney at law, for his support of Hornets basketball. Maldonado. And a foul called on Edenfield. Just the first Saranac Lake foul that comes with 13 seconds in the third quarter. First foul of the second half for Saranac Lake. 12 seconds. Hornets up by 1. Butchino. Tipped away. A 2-on-1 with 1 second. At the buzzer, it doesn't go. Edenfield gave it a good try. The Hornets, just 5 points in the third quarter. And after 3, the score is Plattsburgh High School 35, Saranac Lake 34. Set for play, it'll be Plattsburgh ball at midcourt. Possession arrow to the Hornets, and Hornets by 14 after 1. Hornets by 8 after 2. Hornets by 1 after 3.
Oh my.
A 3-on-1. Webb takes it all the way.
Nice
Blocked
shot
by
by
Butchino. Excellent defensive play. Butchino goes end to end. The short shot won't fall, but he was fouled. Joel Butchino will go to the line for 2. Butchino with 8 in the first quarter, 2 in the second quarter, 3 in the third, total of 13. Well, the final 8 minutes, we'll find out if the ride was worth it or not, Goose, and we figured the Hornet boys owe us a game. We came here last year and Saranac Lake won in a close one. The Hornet boys owe us a big one. Butchino hits the second of 2, and now they apply the pressure. Plattsburgh by 2, 7.5 to play. Down the floor to O'Neal, Butchino there, and O'Neal a pretty shot.
Nice shot by O'Neal. We're all tied up, Boxer.
O'Neal with 13 in the contest, and we are tied at 36. Maldonado to DeLeese. DeLeese tipped almost in by O'Neal, and Saranac Lake up the floor, tie game, and the ball. Webb to Lippicher. Lippicher through traffic. Missed the shot. Maldonado for Plattsburgh, and now Joel Butchino is at the top of the key. Sapel back to Butchino, now Maldonado. Favreau and Armstrong starters are on the bench. Shot clock at 15. Fout's got to get rid of it. Dished it to nobody. Excellent defensive pressure from Saranac Lake. Armstrong and Favreau will re-enter. Edenfield, Lippicher, Saranac Lake. We're tied at 36. We played 2 minutes of the final quarter. It's in. Muscling it in was Donis. Donis with 6 points. I'll tell you why. He hasn't been a big scorer. In fact, his high game is 3. Who got that one? Chris Fout now with 8 points, and we're tied at 38. Webb, Maldonado guards Webb. Lippicher steps up, guarded by DeLeese. Past DeLeese. Donis all alone, and he was fouled by Fout.
Fout because he's hurt a little bit?
Well, Fout has a back injury. He's playing through pain already, so you hate to see him laying hard on the floor. Lee Donis with his high game of the season. He's come off the bench and provided some offense. Johnson replaces Edenfield for Saranac Lake. DeLeese and Maldonado out. Plattsburgh now with Favreau, Butchino, Fout, Sapel, and Armstrong. Second shot for Donis. He nails it, and it's a 1-point lead for Saranac Lake. They led once before. It lasted only seconds, and the Hornets scored a bucket. 39-38 Saranac Lake. The Hornets at 11-3. The nice one and a foul.
Nice find by Favreau there to find the open man Phelps under the basket, Foxy. You got to make your foul shots though in this part of the ball game.
Plattsburgh High School's 3 losses by a total of 10 points. They could easily be undefeated. Foul hits that one. Donis out to the applause of the Red Storm fans and bench. And Dunleavy back in. Fout has his season high of 10. and Plattsburgh up by 1. Pressure applied.
Travel.
Webb came up with it to O'Neal, knocked away. Wow. Some hard-nosed defense, some sloppy play, hot potato basketball.
And a little bit of contact in there too.
5 minutes to play in this one. Hornets by 1. Now, it fell out. O'Neal got robbed on that one.
Hornets need a bucket here, Foxy.
Hornets not protecting the basketball. A 2-on-1, Webb to the hoop. Red Storm back up. (41-40). Butchino takes it to the hoop. Missed the shot, got it back, he was fouled. Not sure if they'll call that a shot. Might have been on the rebound. 2 shots. They're saying Butchino was shooting. We were tied at 36, tied at 38. Butchino can tie it at 41. Butchino now 3 for 5 from the foul line. Make it 4 for 6, and we're tied at 41. The makings of a barn burner. Lipicher, O'Neal, 3-point range. Webb, Johnson. A snowstorm outside, but a barn burner inside at Saranac Lake Central. Johnson with the shot over Sapel. Favreau on the boards, tied at 41. Favreau with 5 second quarter points, but his offense has been missing in the second half.
Good defense by the Hornets on that set, Fox.
They're trapping foul in the corner. Tied at 41 with 3:40 to play, Goose. Quick ball movement. Oh, Favreau didn't have a good angle.
No.
Tied at 41, and now Coach Doherty wants the defensive play by Plattsburgh. And Coach Carlisto calls the timeout. We have 3:24 to play in the fourth quarter, and the Gary Favreau Attorney at Law scoreboard has Plattsburgh 41, Saranac Lake 41. Al Rose signals Saranac Lake ball right here. Adam Favreau guards Reese Lipicher. Steve Johnson. Oh, I had Sapel with the body. I had a foul on Sapel with the body.
I agree.
We remain tied at 41, Hornets ball. Armstrong, Butchino, Sapel. Sapel just 2 points in the contest. Inside, knocked away. Saranac Lake ball. Saranac Lake playing with confidence. They've come from a 14-point deficit, but that was at the end of just 1 quarter, and we knew plenty of basketball to play. You gotta play.
Not a good shot.
No.
Not a good shot.
You have to play 32 minutes. It's who's ahead after 32. Sapel missing the threes. He's icy.
No rebound, Foxy. No rebound. It's been like that the whole game.
The Hornets with just 3 field goals through the last 14 minutes. 3 field goals. And it seems almost nobody wants to shoot from the outside. Butchino hits it. Butchino hits an important one. It puts Plattsburgh up by 2. And it was right around here last year where we had clock problems. Exciting game, and the official timer got a little rattled, I think. 1:38 to play. Saranac Lake down by 2. Josh Keeble on camera. Knocked away by Armstrong, picked up by Lipicher. Shot clock at 12. Shot clock at 10.
Good defense again by the Hornets. Not a good shot by the Red Storm.
And excellent hustle after the ball by Butchino. Butchino all alone on the wing. Now he moves up. O'Neal, quick ball moving inside. Favreau close. No. Tipped around.
Oh! In the right place at the right time there, Foxy.
And Fout helped keep it alive. Fout kept it alive. Hornets by 4 with 55 seconds goes. It's a barn burner.
Steal by Butchino.
Up the floor to Fout. What a difference Fout has made in this game. Hornets can play cool. You want to get the shot though. 34 seconds. Hornets move it on the outside. Shot clock at 15. 28 seconds on the game clock. Hornets by 4. Shot clock at 10. Butchino.
Boy, that might have cooled the ball.
And he cooled off the revolver.
He sure did.
What a block! I can't believe all that goes.
Oh, what a block there. Boy, he stepped it up in the last minute. I'll tell you that, Foxy.
I'll tell you what, he shook the bleachers. I thought there was an earthquake in this gymnasium. Oh my goodness, he shook the bleachers on that one. Hornets by 7 with 10 seconds to play. O'Neal launches one, no. The Hornets rose to the occasion in the final 30 seconds of this game. 1 second to play. It'll be Saranac Lake ball. It doesn't matter. The Hornets rose to the occasion in the final 45 seconds of this game. The Red Storm were poised for the upset, but the Hornets score the last 7 points of the game, scored by Plattsburgh to pull this one out. 48-41. Let me tell you, Goose, it was worth the ride.
Oh, it sure was, Foxy. I got entertained. A good one here, Foxy. And Butchino, the last minute of the game, he kind of stepped up and got the job done for the Hornets. Favreau made the big basket there in the right place at the right time. Fouts kept it alive. But the Hornets didn't take care of the basketball tonight, and they didn't rebound on the offensive boards. They got to work on those two things, but boy, what a good game. What?
The Hornets close with a bucket by Butchino, a bucket by Favreau on a ball that was kept alive by Fout, and a three-pointer capped the win. Butchino nailed the three-pointer. To recap the scoring in this one, Mike Webb finishes with 4, Reese Lipicher with 7, Steve Johnson with 4, Luke O'Neal, great game, finishes with 13, Tim Dunleavy 6, and Lee Donis off the bench to help spark the team, finishes with 7, total of 41 for Saranac Lake. For Plattsburgh High School, Armstrong with 5, Sapel with 2, DeLeese with 4, Favreau with 7, Fout with 10, and leading Plattsburgh, Joel Butchino, he finishes this one with 20. 10 in the first half, 10 in the second half. They're having the senior award presentation. Let's get a shot of Mr. Coach Carlisto. Coach Carlisto with the senior presentations, which take place here at Saranac Lake Central following the game, which is a little different. But congratulations to the Hornets on a big win tonight in a barn burner. Goose, closing comments?
Well, the Hornets sucked it up when they had to, and they had to play tough that last minute, and they did come up with the key baskets, and they won the ball game. But boy, what a good game!
Thanks to Josh Keeble for his work on camera. Thanks also to Gary Favreau, attorney at law. And also thanks to Dave Favreau, Lori Favreau, and Amanda Favreau, and Adam Favreau for their support during this season. The final score Plattsburgh High School 48 and Saranac Lake Central 41. This is Foxy Gagnon on behalf of everyone at North Country Cable Network saying good night, North Country.
He does whatever we ask him to do.